Hello, it is Matt, and welcome to episode 66 of Gross Oversimplifications, where I talk about how to do stuff to your guitar yourself. I know it has been a long time since my last episode, because I can see the computer says 9 months. 9 months is a long time, and I apologize. You know, you could birth a child in 9 months, apparently. So I did not birth a child. I am not equipped wombly at this point in time. But I did buy a new camera, which I can only assume is exactly the same as Parenthood. I think I'm right. I got a light and another light, so hopefully I look slightly less sickly. Got a new microphone. So it's all new around here. I rearranged the shop. That was a bad idea. Had the shop a certain way for 10 years, and now it's a different way, and I can't find anything. Anyway, that's my life. Stuff has happened, as it does. But I'm back making videos in glorious 4K. I don't think I set the camera right, but you should be able to see my extraordinary lack of grooming in ever impressive detail. Great. Anyway, I was doing the job this morning, and it's really sort of annoying that I had to do it at all. And then I realized I've got this mechanism that I can kind of like give you some feedback about what you're doing to your guitars. And this is it. So, and I know the last episode was talking about not screwing up your guitar in the first place. So, I'm going to spend 3 minutes telling you not to melt the wires in your guitar when you're doing your pickup installs or whatever this person was doing. I'll stop waving around wire, but every single wire in that guitar was melted, okay? And it's melted with a soldering iron, I assume. Why do I care about this? Okay, so lots of people, and I know some guitar techs, seem to just let this slide, okay? And I see it all the time. Sometimes, you know, it's kind of tight in there. Sometimes you melt a wire. And, you know, generally speaking, I am completely without fault. But occasionally, I'll melt a wire. That happens, you know. Sometimes you're like, whoops. And then I cut that wire out and I put a new one in immediately. Why do I do that? To be really condescending here. Wires are made out of copper adjacent materials. And there's two types of wire essentially in a guitar. There's ones that carry signal and there's ones that carry the ground. And you don't want those things to touch, okay? And if they touch, bad things will happen. By bad things, I mean generally nothing will happen. And your guitar will cut out. And most of the time this will happen in the most inconvenient time. Maybe you're playing the best show of your life, big, huge festival, playing, and your guitar cuts out and you're like, oh, yeah, I rushed my wiring. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have melted all the wires in my guitar. I should learn how to solder. I shouldn't have done it while I was drunk. I should have better lighting. I'm not sure. But those wires are touching each other now. And then your pants will fall down. And everybody will laugh, and it'll be one of those things that you wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning for the next 30 years, and you think, if only I didn't screw up my wiring, if only I listened to Matt. So, what do? If you're in there, how do you not melt your wires? Apart from get some decent lighting and practice, my pro tip is get some tweezers. Every wiring job I do, I use tweezers. And I use the tweezers to hold the wires. I use the tweezers to hold other wires out of the way. Because, you know, working inside a cavity is sometimes quite difficult. If it is quite difficult, take the wiring out of the cavity and then put it back later. There's no excuse for burning the wires. If you do, you make the installation fail, And the insulation, sometimes it's plastic, sometimes it's cloth. If you burn it, it'll fail, and then I'll have to make another video about why that's annoying to me as well, instead of me going out frolicking in fields and doing other things that I enjoy, such as